Patch 2.02 is here, and it actually addresses something I didn't expect to see CDPR touch at all, and that being weapon stats. Boy, this comment didn't age well. Yes, dear viewer, you heard me right. CDPR rebalanced some weapons with the new patch, and of course there are other changes. But, like with the other patches, it's not all peaches and roses. Strap in, get some snackaroos, pour some wine, contemplate your life decisions, and let's talk about patch 2.02. Foremost, the changes to weapons that CDPR made is a nice little bonus, though I have no clue what exactly they changed, as the patch notes have no indication whatsoever. Things have changed? How did they change? Who knows? Who cares? Just know things have changed. Except there is one named example. Johnny's gun, the Malorian Arms 3516, was buffed. It's got better recoil control, even with low stamina, more damage, and that's it, I think. How much more damage? This much. This is a direct comparison, so judge for yourself. I've done a bit of testing with the gun myself, and it doesn't seem to have any other special effects, which is kind of a shame and a letdown, honestly. I've seen people complain about the gun being underpowered in 2.0, even in my own video comments, so I guess this is CDPR's way of alleviating those concerns. Are you feeling alleviated? Comment down below if the changes to Johnny's gun make it worthwhile again, or if it's still utter garbo. Anyway, timers have changed for the timed car delivery missions, and from what limited testing I've done, they are far more lenient now and overall doable. Whereas before you were left with almost no time to spare when making a delivery, now you will have 20 to 30 seconds extra for any screw-ups that you may run into along the way. Pretty cool change, overall no problems there. Speaking of cars though, I reported that we may be getting a way to mark vehicles as a favorite in the menu for easier retrieval. That doesn't appear to be the case in the patch. Whether it's something that's coming later or not, I can't really comment on, but we're not getting it in 2.02. The patch also comes with a ton of bug fixes for various game-breaking bugs, issues, things affecting progression, collisions, and so forth. And it's nice to see CDPR actively fixing those issues, even the ones introduced in 2.01. Most of the fixes are from Phantom Liberty, as expected, including the story quests and some side content, but of course they finally fixed that pesky flatlining issue in one of the endings. In case you're struggling to finish a quest in the main game or Phantom Liberty, check the link in the comments for the full patch notes to see if your specific quest or problem is addressed in 2.02. And in case you don't see it in the patch notes elsewhere, skill passives should work as intended now. Apparently some of the patch notes released do not have it listed, but as you can see here, it is present in 2.02. One interesting change I would like to note is that if you start a new game and skip directly to Phantom Liberty, CDPR smoothed out some of the inconsistencies in the game logic related to that. Quests that were complete but skipped are now properly filled out in the quest log. You can still go back and grab Jackie's guns after the funeral and find Dex in the landfill as normal. Another change, one that I wasn't sure I was going to like, is once you craft an iconic, the recipe for it will disappear from your crafting menu, rather than allowing you to craft more of the same iconic. After testing this, it actually declutters the crafting menu somewhat, and the menu is honestly kind of overflowing with stuff. So, you know, it's not really a bad change. I kind of like it. There isn't really a downside to this aside from not having more than one copy of a crafted iconic. But iconics can't be disassembled anyways, so Speaking of items, you'll be able to pick up Sasquatch's hammer, which is kind of hard to use, from the black market, in case you missed it. And you'll be able to grab an extra iconic in Phantom Liberty's endgame that was previously locked behind a decision. Now here is where we get to the not so great part of 2.02. I've already gone over some of this stuff in my previous video, so I'll keep the complaining brief. As usual, I've seen people complain about worse performance, though not as bad as 2.01, the game crashing, weird bugs, mods not working, and so forth. On my end, I've tested performance driving around, and it does appear to be worse than 2.01 and 2.0. I can't even get consistent 60 frames per second playing on a lower resolution than what I normally use just driving around. I am sure more issues will pop up in the future as the patch just dropped a few hours ago at the time of me recording this video, so we will see. In terms of things not addressed by the patch, there's quite a few. The stash still doesn't display the crafted weapons correctly, cyberware capacity bugs and issues, and the shards are still not really addressed. Attribute checks across the game in terms of scaling is not been touched largely, and the list goes on for nitpicks. I guess I'll never get the Vigilante for free after all. One more thing I'd like to throw out there, a little example and a question to oil those cerebral gears. In my 2.01 video, a few comments pointed out that the function of the black market is to offer purchasable iconics you could have missed otherwise, not ones based on a specific decision. To that I say, the apparition, which is only available on the corpo path, is locked behind a hidden quest and a decision in that quest. You can either spare a guy's life and feel good, or kill him and get the gun. I choose the former, thinking I would never see the apparition ever again, only for it to show up in the black market. This is done of course on a corporal character. I don't think that's so different from the gigs in Phantom Liberty, where you are forced to choose gun or no gun. What do you think? Should the black market sell all iconics you missed, regardless of decisions, or only those not locked behind a decision? When it comes to patches, console players are usually hit the hardest because they have no extra tools available to circumvent game logic, autocomplete quests, and whatever. If you are on PC and you want to do a little bit of circumventing of your own, I made a quick start guide for CyberEngine tweaks in my last video where you can do just that. Specifically upgrade non-iconic weapons and install whatever weapon mods you want. CET was updated to 2.02 already, so if you would like to use it now, you can. I have tested it and it does work. But in terms of patch 2.02, that's all I have to say about it for now. If you want to read the patch notes, once again I have linked them in the description, so go take a look. And I will see you in the next video, my chooms. Bye.